Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we're here with round 3 of the LCR F2 Championship. Yes, we return this week out to Monza, the Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out on last week's videos, I would highly recommend going back and checking them out. Today though, it's going to be a little bit different. I've literally just got back from Switzerland, of course, out there with Sauber Esports this week. So if you've missed out some content over on my main channel, some shorts on TikTok as well, I would highly recommend going back and checking them out. I've also been able to sneakily cop this Sauber Esports cheeky little t-shirt as well. But yeah, I'm back in tonight. I feel really ill. So this is going to go very, very well. I had a bit of a stressful day. So yeah, Parc Fermé is not on properly. That might be an issue. I don't think that's meant to be right. Well, apparently we're just running an honesty policy tonight. The only thing I did tweak on mine was the brake bias, so we'll wait and see when someone suddenly got a load of extra straight line speed over every other car. But yeah, we're going to need some sweat mode here. Hopefully we can actually get a clean lap in this time, unlike last week. The problem, of course, with watching F1 Esports drivers all week is you watch what they do and immediately think you can do the same thing. How have I lost 2 places at the final corner? I got no idea where we ended up there, or whether the sort of live timings, if you were, are actually accurate at all. But yeah, I managed to get 2 laps of practice in before we jumped into this, so it was never quite going to go well. And apparently that is accurate, so I did lose 2 places heading out of the final corner there. But MP Motorsport 1-2 then on the grid. Only Ben wasn't able to qualify, so I think it's probably going to be Connor, Jack, Ben battling at the front. Joseph's going to be somewhere in the middle, and then it's going to be Aiden, Finn and I battling for the wooden spoon. We'll see how this goes. Oh, dearie me. It's dry, then wet, then dry again. What is this? Oh, LCR F2. It's for the meme, apparently. I'm tempted, honestly. We'll go alternate strat. Just because then we can try and take the mediums to the wet period. I can't even... How do I remove stint? Oh, there we go. That's fine. Right, we'll do it like that then. So yeah, this could be quite difficult. Of course, you need to use the softer tyres in the wet period. It's just a case of how wet is it going to get? That's going to be the question. Let's get into it. Okay, Finn. Clearly trying to get as much heat as he possibly can into those tyres. Oh, fair play, mate. Right, round in the final corner though, we're about to line up on the grid here for this feature race from Italy. 15 laps ahead of us, of course, will really fly in these Formula 2 cars, but we'll wait and see as to what we can do. Luckily, Finn has caught us up. I think he's the only car that's starting this on a set of the soft compound tyres, whether that's brave, clever or stupid from him. We'll wait and see in just a few moments time as purple line up on the grid. Let's try and get a good clean start then, of course. Just absolutely rev the nuts off these F2 cars. 5 red lights, and it is the lights out and away we go. And apparently that was just a little bit too much there as well. Jack in front doesn't get a good start. Ben's going to steamroll his way down around the outside in towards turn 1 there, and Jack's having none of it. So from the front row straight to the back there as we're going to try and look around the outside through turn 2. Bam's car not having any of that, so we've ended up staying where we were then, as Connor still leads the way ahead of Joe, and then, I mean, look at that, Ben. 7th to 3rd already there, so he mentioned in the chat that he was going to try and do a last question mark challenge here. Is this immediately coming to fruition there? As you can see, Joseph on the offensive. Oh, big amounts of contact there, nowhere for us to go. Ben's gone from pretty much last to first, and pretty much back to last. I've been relegated down into P6 through all the commotion, but I think we managed to survive somehow without any front wing damage there, but a lot of constant teetering up through the chicane, and that means Connor's now suddenly got a huge lead. Finn's in the wall. Oh, this has been chaos to kickstart the Italian GP here, but yeah, Connor's won, and there's no other way of describing it. Connor has basically won this race now, but all but guaranteed as we try and get closer to his MP Motorsport teammate in Jack, and then Aiden still just up the road. I mean, Ben's not far behind. Could a podium still be on the cards for him, so I've got no idea how Finn survived that impact. I thought that was going to be a wheel ripped off that wagon, but apparently not, as I've got to remember just how early you've got to brake on the medium tyres there, as we've got to run on Jack. Finn's got to run on us at the final corner, so we could be close to 3 wide by the time we get back down towards turn 1 there. Jack's going to try and go defensive on me as we head in towards first braking zone. He's actually going to leave the door open on the inside. We'll try and have a look there as bottomed out over the curbing. Finn's going to try and have a look up the inside, but we'll get around the outside of him and hang on to P5 then. So in all of that, we were almost, I think we were 3 wide for a brief moment, but nobody gained, nobody lost anything from it. So, you know, all clean and tidy then, as, like I said, I feel like we can apply pressure to Aiden tonight as well. Jack not confident on the brakes. Definitely needs to try and work away past the MP Motorsport car as more yellow flags. That's Ben with even more issues here, so maybe if we can move past Jack, potentially a podium could be on the cards, but that's not going to do me any favours. Finn's say thank you very much. He will re-inherit P5, and we've got even more work to do. Ooh, big lock-up from Finn there down at turn 1. We'll try and do the odd up and under. Quite able to get the run off the corner, but we are going to be tucked up in the wheel tracks. So we're going to try and get a run at a Curva Grande. He's actually going to give me the inside for the first part there, which should mean we're going to be side by side with him by the time we get to the second. It's going to be a battle of who's later on the brakes. And the answer is pretty much even. So we try to keep side by side, and a tiny bit of wheel-to-wheel contact between us, but felt like, you know, we were far enough alongside to warrant some room. I think that was just good, hard but fair racing. Let me know down in the comments below. Let's try and close up this gap on Jack, as again I almost made the same mistake. Oh, that's definitely Finn out with it. That's not good. Somehow that hasn't room to wheel off again, but he's going to need a new front wing. First track limits warning of the day. They're just ran a little bit wide out of Ascari, but we are taking good time out of Jack. Aiden, the gap staying pretty level, but we are definitely, I still feel, a bit quicker when I'm not making any mistakes, so just got to try and get the laps nailed. I was very lucky not to get a second warning almost immediately afterwards, but how has Jack got that sort of run out of the final? Oh no, apparently it was I got a terrible run. But yeah, getting closer and closer to the pit window, of course. Going to try and box 1 lap early at the end of 8. Just to see us through to the flag, but yeah, we'll wait and see. Oh, as Jack immediately hops over the chicane, that's going to be a 3-second penalty and a lot of time lost in the process. Not sure how he missed the braking point, but P4 is now ours, and we will continue on the charge to close up to Aiden.
So we're expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Ooh, there we go. So teams say rain in 10 to 15 minutes, so it might not arrive then before the end of the GP. I think we're just going to sort of play out our normal strategy and then just sort of see what happens with it. I wonder if anyone will try to gamble and hope that it gets wet enough. Oh, I think Jack behind us, he has bottled it. Jack out of the race, so that means, oh, we've got a safety car. I think that's the first safety car we've seen this season. That's certainly going to spice things up, but it is going to bunch the field back up, and also potentially mean the rain will be a whole lot closer. But of course everyone now is going to bolt on a fresh set of the soft compound tyres. Well, we're not going to double soft, but we are certainly going to jump onto a set of softs. That has certainly made things a bit more interesting. But it does sadly also mean that Ben's now right behind me. Well, here we go then, end of lap 9. Safety car will be heading back to the pit lane at the end of this one, so it is effectively now a 6-lap sprint to the checkered flag here. We've already seen a couple of cars with issues today, but I've just tried to really make sure that our tyres are in as best condition as possible, ready for the restart. None of the weaving like Connor's doing at the front of the field. I'm a bit like the Kimi Räikkönen in this situation, but when is Connor going to go then? He's probably going to bolt out of the final corner. I see no reason for him to go on the way in, but we'll wait and see as Connor's still trying there. Perhaps he's going to fire it off even later than that. So there we go. Eden hasn't responded well. I tried to go on the offensive there, but was worried we were going to jump in before the start-finish line, but he might still be under some pressure as we head back down towards someone there. Of course, Connor going to have to try and push through all of the wind and air resistance as we head down towards the first turn, but we have got a look at Aiden. He's going to go very, very late, though, on the brakes, and fair play to him. He's pulled it off. Cheeky little move on Joseph there. There's still going to be drag racing off the corner. We've got Ben on the inside of us as we head out of the first chicane there. Now we might be able to try and slot in and try and get a run there. We're going to try and force Ben a bit further to the inside. Oh, nowhere to go. Nowhere to go in that situation. We're just going to back out of it as this looks like it could get tasty. Oh, and it has! Aiden straight round there, down at the second chicane. Unlucky, wrong place at the wrong time. Just two met in the middle, and I called it. I said that one was looking tasty, and immediately it delivered. And for us, that means we've stayed in P4. Then Connor once more, though, has just nailed the restart there. Just Ben and Aiden going at it. Ben and I as well. Sorry, Joseph and Aiden going at it, even I should say, off the restart. But we just got to try and hang close to Ben in front. See if we can try and get another error out of him before the end of this one. Or if Joseph's struggling like that, Ben might be able to say thank you very much, and we might have to try and apply. Well, I want to try and get a podium. That's basically what I'm saying here. I want a podium by the end of this race. That's the goal. Could be some nice big points for us in the Drivers' Championship. Still no sign of rain though, which is good. Track is getting more and more overcast as time goes on, but certainly anything to worry about. As you can see now, here goes Joseph again on Ben. As we head back down towards turn one, I'm just going to sit back and watch the show unfold. Try and just apply pressure. Maybe I can get a switch back on the pair of them out of the first corner. Quite that time around. Luckily, we shouldn't have to worry too much about Finn behind, of course, because he's on an old set of harder tyres there. I think you do get two sets of softs, so I don't really know why I didn't just switch back, to be honest, in the pit window, but each to their own, I suppose. But yeah, just under 5 laps to go. We are just going to keep trying to apply pressure, sit here and watch some of it unfold, and try and work a way that we can finish P3. Joseph a bit wide down through the final corner. Of course, DRS is now going to be re-enabled, as I have picked up another warning, so we've got to be very, very careful that I don't pick up a third and potentially cost myself any chance at this podium. But we are going to get a run as we head back down towards turn 1. Which way is Joseph going to go? We'll try and pick it up around the outside through the first turn. We'll be inside for turn 2, make sure we give him the room.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
And he will just about get the throttle down on the exit. That's so difficult when you're pinched on the inside of these cars. But to be honest, if I can break Ben out of the slipstream here, of course out of the DRS range, that could be really, really useful for us late on in this one, just to try and hopefully leave Joseph a bit more vulnerable there. As you can see, he hangs the back of that ART car really, really wide through the next corner. And now Ben has picked up a 1 second lead. So yeah, this is the goal for us now, just try and make sure that Joseph can have no DRS to defend himself. So if we can get a good run, of course, we've got to try and time it as well, of course. So we won't go for it here. We'll just sit back for now. We've got to play this one really sensibly. So Finn's gone around behind us once more, so even less pressure coming from behind. But yeah, I feel like we're going to have to wait until the final lap to really try and get this move done on Joseph. But then we've got to make sure that we get far enough ahead that he can't get the run back down into Ascari. And of course that I don't pick up another warning. I don't know how many warnings he's on in this race, but yeah, we have just got to be really careful and actually try and make sure that we hang a bit closer than what we're doing now. But of course then we'll get the DRS just to bring us back under his rear wing. Oh, Joseph, big mistake there as we head out in of the second Lesmo, and that might give us the window that we need to try and break free here. It's only going to be about half a second. But will that be enough? I mean, we had to go for it then. It was on a silver platter for us, but A little bit of a mistake through Ascari is not going to do us any favours, as he is actually going to be quite close off the corner, so maybe that little mistake from Joseph might just give him what he needs to still try and walk away with a podium here. We're going to have to be really, really strategic now in towards the final lap of this F2 race. Here from Monza, Connor has just led off the restart and walked away at the front of the grid, but I think, yeah, if Joseph's going to go for it back down towards turn 1, I'm just going to let him have it in towards the first corner there. No idea what's happened to Finn and Aiden over these last couple of laps, as here goes Joseph then up the inside in towards turn 1. We'll try and compromise his run as sort of fair as possible there down at the first corner, and now really our only chance is to try and get a run off of the Lesmos or out of Ascari, but there was nothing we could do back down in towards that first corner there. He just got so far in front of me. As can we now try and have a look up the inside? No, we'll think better of it again. See if we can try and force an error out of him, and no, actually nails the chicane, and that might be it. Just a little mistake there off the corner. Oh, that's so frustrating, but it's not over just yet. We will still, of course, have the DRS out of us down in towards Ascari there. No, Ben's gone round, has he? Ben has gone round. He's reset the car. Don't know what the rules are on that, so it might be Joseph and I that both walk away with a podium then from this race. I cannot believe Ben's bottled it. We're just one lap to go here. We need to try and get a good run out of Ascari, see if we can do anything against Joseph, who's also made a bit of a mistake. Then Joseph's in the gravel. What's going on this final lap? Connor and I are going to walk away with a 1-2. That is absolute carnage and chaos on the final lap here from Monza, and I never expected P2 in this one. I thought we were confined to P4, but out of the final corner, Connor's going to win, and we're going to come away with the weirdest P2 I think I'll ever score. Get in there. I'll take 18 points. Very, very happy with that. Of course, I know we haven't quite got a full grid this week or anything like that, but 18 points on the board there, I will absolutely take. Connor takes the dub. 6 seconds clear of myself there. We were 1.1 ahead of Joseph. Ben in P4, Finn in 5th. Aiden will finish down in P6 after, I think, a few mistakes late on. Very big mistakes late on in the day. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and yeah, we will return hopefully very, very soon then with the sprint race. We're going to have about 8 laps here at Monza. That is probably going to be quite chaotic.